Yeah.
Hey Braid Boss, how are you? Welcome to Braid Boss University, where we educate and elevate in the braiding industry. I'm your host, Beauty the Braid Boss. So today, y'all, we are going to get into some don'ts with product knowledge, okay? It is something that needs to be talked about, and we need to really educate on what products we are using and the cause, the effect, and also the purpose of it. So let's get into it. The first product that is a major no is got to be spray. I don't know. I started seeing this being used around like 2018 when I worked in an open floor salon. And a new braider came in and she started spraying it on the braids. And I was just like, what's that for? And she was just like, oh, it just tames the flyaways. That would be false. Y'all have to understand that like it's not, braiding hair is not like weave. So like if I was to spray got to be sprayed on this wig right now, it would tame the flyaways and melt them down. But braiding hair is not the same. So when you have flyaways on your braids, you want to cut those flyaways away, because if you put the spray on it, it's literally just gonna hold it down literally no more than a few hours, and then it's gonna pop right back out. So it literally does nothing. Okay, so you want to make sure that you use your shears to cut those flyaways coming out of the braiding hair. Also, got to be sprayed is heavy in alcohol, and if you are spraying this directly onto your client's scalp, that is more alcohol sitting on their pores, their hair follicles, and also it dries out. It actually dries harsher than braiding gel, okay? And that can cause excessive breakage and dryness over time with continuing to spray that on the client's hair. So you definitely don't want to use got to be spray. If you are a client and your stylist or your braider is using got to be spray, please let them know like, hey, I don't want the hairspray on my braids. You know what I'm saying? This is what this video is for, to educate you all. So we definitely want to stay away from that. And if you are a beginner braider, this video is perfect for you, because the don'ts y'all need to stay away from, okay? The next product is Spritz. Spritz is an old school hairspray. It is very strong. It's a lot thicker than the got to be spray, and it is heavy in alcohol. You can smell it when you spray it. And it's the same reasoning as the got to be spray. It's not something that you want to use on a client. Definitely not for like feed-in braids. I see a lot of new braiders spraying it after they put the mousse down for the feed-in braids or any type of scalp braids. Like, it literally has no purpose. You should not be using any type of hairspray on braids. It literally has no purpose. Hairspray is for extensions, weaves, and natural hairstyles only. It has no purpose for braiding styles whatsoever. Another don't is any hot tools, okay? I've been seeing this a lot lately. A lot of braiders are using hot tools to straighten the hair prior to braiding. And I'm not talking about a blow dryer. I'm talking about like a straightening brush that has heat like a flat iron, and the braider is straightening your hair with that heat brush or flat iron or what have you. You do not need to use a hot tool to get good, clean, crisp braiding or stitching at all. The point of a protective style is to refrain from heat. So you definitely want to make sure that the stylist or the braider is not using any heat besides a blow dryer, which is blow drying your hair out prior to installing the protective style, okay? That's the whole point of a protective style, is to stay away from excessive heat, especially even if they're not using a heat protectant. But again, no hot tools should be used when you're doing a protective style. Another don't is excessive use of hair gel, okay? I see this a lot. You guys should not be using like a whole jar for one client. That is absurd. That means you are using way too much gel. Like, you guys have to learn how to use your braiding gel in appropriate moderation. You can still use and then spreading the gel out when you're braiding, you can still use a good amount to achieve the clean, crisp look that you're looking for. But as far as taking the whole tip of the comb and putting it in the jar and slabbing that, you know what I'm saying, on a part or what have you, that's just too much. It's too much and it's not needed. Also, speaking of hair gel, as a beginner braider and just braiders in general, you should not be requiring your clients to bring products for you to do your job. I'm going to say that again. Your clients should not bring any products for you to do your job. Please get out of the mindset that you're saving money or that's something that they need to do since they want their hair done. I don't know who came up with that, but when you are a hairstylist, being behind this chair, it's an investment. Being a hairstylist is an investment. It takes money to make money. Okay, you guys have to unlearn these so-called new rules that you guys have put in place with clients bringing combs, gel, or anything. You know, even the braiding hair, clients shouldn't even bring braiding hair. You should have all of that ready for them when they come to their appointment. They should come in hassle-free, ready to get service, ready to get their experience, and they shouldn't have to worry about going to the hair store to get products that you should have gotten for your job, for you doing their service. You know what I'm saying? That is very absurd. And I don't know who started that, but for my beginner braiders, you're not saving money. It takes money to make money. The cheapest jar of gel could be like $5, $8. Okay. So, and then eventually you'll upgrade to the better gels, but your client should never bring or be required to bring a jar of gel or anything like that. And clients, if a braider is requiring you to bring any gel, combs, or whatever, don't book with them, because that's absurd. Now, it's a difference between like if you're wanting like accessories added to your braids and stuff like that. Yes, you need to bring that unless the braider is known for that and they supply that. But stuff like that, yes, of course the client needs to bring. But far as the essential tools of you doing your job, the client should not have to bring those. Okay. Another product don't is, again, with the jar of gel, you should not be using a whole jar of gel for one client. No matter what the style is, you should not be using one jar per client. That means you are over and excessively using the product. Okay. I have plenty of videos in my braiding tutorials, even on my TikTok page, showing you tips and tricks on how to use your gel in moderation. But using one jar of gel, you are literally wasting so much money if you are using a jar of gel, edge control, or what have you per client. And again, I know some braiders do like to use edge control jars, and those are small. Now, if you're using those, then yes, those are very small. It is possible to use a jar per client, but even with the edge control, most of them turn white, so you need to be upgrading to an actual braiding gel. Okay, and leave the edge control for the edges. They have different ingredients in them, so we want to make sure that whatever product we're using, it has that purpose for it. Edge control for edges, braiding gel is for actually braiding the hair, molding the hair, etc., etc. Okay. Another product that we're going to get into is hair grease. Okay. This is a common product, of course, amongst the African American community. Now, a lot of braiders are using grease to actually part, so there's less alcohol from the braiding gel that's sitting on their scalp. That is okay, but don't overdo it, because if you overuse the grease, like, the hair is going to be shiny, it's going to be oily. There's a lot of oil in grease, okay? And the client's hair is just not going to come out with that clean finish look. Okay, so again, just like the gel, make sure that you're using it in moderations, and just make sure you're using it in moderations and you're not overdoing it. Another don't for my beginner braiders is using synthetic hair for any type of boho style. The reason why this is a don't is because the synthetic hair literally does not last. Okay, it literally achieves the style in 1 or 2 business days, and then after that it's a wrap. Because let's be clear, most people do not know how to maintain any type of boho style with the synthetic hair, and it's unmanageable. It's synthetic fibers. It's not needed. It's a waste of time, and it's a waste of money. And I get it, you're trying to be affordable for the people, but you have to think about more so on the longevity side of your services. Because what you don't want to do is that a lot of clients, they will actually blame you for the style not lasting, even though they know and you know and the world knows it's not your fault. You don't control synthetic hair. You're not the maker of it. So you want to switch your mindset into being affordable or cheap for the people, or just achieving the style just for the look for 1 or 2 business days, and more so switch to the longevity of the style. For example, now for my boho braids, I use raw hair, premium raw hair. What does that do? It gives the client longevity to where they do not have to cut the boho hair out. They don't have to cut it out. 2, it's 100% raw. So that means it has a longer time span than synthetic hair. It lasts up to 5 years. It can be bleached, colored as many times, and it can be reused. And what does that do? That saves the client more money with not having to go book, if they want to book with me again for the boho braids. They don't have to book a whole new set for fresh bundles to be added to their boho braids. You know what I'm saying? They can reuse the bundles that they already had. You know what I'm saying? Again, switch your mind to the longevity of the service and not so more of the affordability, because the affordability is going to keep you in that lower price range versus longevity gets you that higher price range. And that is it for today's video, guys. See, very short, simple, sweet, straight to the point like me, okay? So again, these videos are to educate you and elevate you in every aspect in totality while you're behind the chair or wanting to get behind the chair, okay? Make sure you use the notes that you have from this video and apply them to what you do, because it is going to make your life a lot easier and your clients. And the more knowledgeable you are about the products that you are using and how you're using them and what the purpose is for them, the better you'll be and the more you can educate your clients on the products as well. This is what this video is for, not only to educate you, but for you to not only hear the knowledge, use the knowledge, apply it, and educate your clients as well, okay? I hope you guys like today's video. Please like this video. Comment down below some other things that you guys want to learn about the industry, okay? Because we all about keeping it real and raw and educating you guys, because you're going to be a braid boss like me. You already are. Actually, claim it, receive it, and claim it, all right? Thank you all so much for tuning in. Until next time, guys. Bye. And don't forget to purchase your braid braces to protect your wrist from carpal tunnel while you're braiding, and also your heat patches too that last up to 8 hours while you're braiding. Let's braid smarter, not harder, with less pain. Boy, now you make me float.